All right, you guys. So we are sitting down to fold some clothes. Hopefully you're not too high where you are. I know it's a little like off kilter. But usually when I fold clothes, I want to watch YouTube because I'm a big proponent of, watching like bite-sized entertainment. I guess like I don't want to put on a whole show. Oh goodness, when I'm doing a chore, there's a hair in my eye. But none of my favorite YouTubers have put anything out recently, or I've already watched it. So I instead am going to chit chat with you guys while I fold some laundry. This is actually my second load of laundry. So it's just, but see, that's a worse angle, right? That's not as flattering. You guys, it is what it is, right? Whatever. Yeah, this is my second, I guess not load of laundry, but second, yeah, it would be load, bin of laundry. And they just need to be folded. And I'm really bad about like, I'll get on these laundry highs of where I'm like, I'm being so efficient at laundry. And then all of a sudden it just like leaves me. And so like, I'll have a good 3 or 4 days where I'm like, ooh, I'm getting all this laundry done. And then I'll have like a week of being like, you know what, just put it in the bin and we'll get to it. So right now I'm on a fold laundry, and then, we'll get around to putting it up when we get around to it. But I want to chit chat with you guys. Man, it's so nice to not be sick. I know I'm one of those people that whenever I get congested, I'm always like laying in bed and I'm like, man, I really take advantage of being able to breathe through my nose regularly, because boy howdy, when you lose that ability to breathe through your nose, it's just, for me, oh god, it's the second worst thing about being like a sickness, I think, is being congested. Second only to, I think, like vomiting, because that's the worst to me. I used to have a phobia of it when I was a child, because I wouldn't even say I didn't like it. It was like full on terrified, crying, the thought of it, like, it was just awful when I was a child. So it hasn't gotten much better as an adult, honestly, with 3 kids, but I survive. I don't know, guys, that was weird. That started off really weird. But also, how are you guys doing? How are you? How are your parents? How are your children? My parents are good. They're still living in Hawaii. And I was talking to my mom yesterday because she was like, I asked her about when they were going to be able to come visit again. Because they live in Hawaii and we live in Florida. And while we are both, my dad was in the active duty. He was Army active duty for 30 plus years. And that's how I grew up. And then my husband's dad was active duty Air Force for 30 plus years. And so it's like, I understand the not being able to live by family thing, but it gets harder, I feel like, the older your parents get. And like, when my mom told me that because my dad is like a GS worker for the military. I can't tell you what he does, but it's fun getting to learn what he does and hearing about what he does. But he has to leave for like long trips, which is crazy. He's getting older, so that man needs to calm down. But it's like the only life he's ever known. And also, Santa decided it was a good idea to bring slime for the children this year. And I sat down in slime, and it's ruined these pants. Now it just looks like there's stuff on my butt all the time. Thankfully, I don't really leave the house in those, besides for like if I'm taking the dogs for a walk, but still. But anyway, yeah, so my mom was like, well, maybe, you and the kids could come visit. And I was like, oh, you know what? Milo's finally not like a baby or a toddler. He's really like leaning into his preschool years. Like, he's still a terror. Like, it's a nightmare sometimes, but it's not as bad as when they're a baby or a toddler and then you have 3 of them and trying to get on an airplane. So that's why we haven't flown with the 3 kids, because it just sounds awful. And we're like used to flying, so yeah. But yeah, my mom was like, you know what, maybe you guys could come visit. And I was like, you know what, that sounds like a great idea, Mom. So now we're kind of like looking at logistics, and originally like my mom and I were just thinking that me and the kids would go. And then I told my husband, and he's like, you can't go that far on your own. And then of course he's also kind of like, well, I want to go too, but I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. After I chit chat with you guys and fold these clothes, I gotta go call my mom. So I call my mom like every day. We're very close. I feel like always have been. I mean, I was always like I felt like I was always a mommy's girl. But then my mom said when I was young that I actually was a daddy's girl. So but regardless, I grew up really close with my mom, and it's kind of, I'm really thankful for it, because it taught me about like how essential communication is to like any relationship. Like not just a like boyfriend girlfriend or husband and wife relationship, but like any sort of relationship. It's just communication just is everything. And my mom, she was just always, she's a good mom. She just always was really open with my sister and I. And I think she hid some things from us just because I think we all do that. But other than that, like she was always really open and didn't try to hide things from us. When, you know, bad stuff happened, it was, hey, this is happening. And I just think that helps when you're kids, and it ensures or almost like builds this like foundation of trust. And that's what I'm trying to do with my kids, like especially Penelope, because I know Ivy's a little too young. She's 5. So I am very open with her, but it's just not the same as Penelope because she's 9, and she's starting to learn how to build walls, you know, like brick by brick, what it means to build walls and what it means to hide things and what it means to lie and what happens when you lie. She's like, it's like when you're a young child, it's almost like things are 2D, and the more you grow up, you realize that things are, you know, like they're 4D. And so Penelope's starting to get into that realization. And long story short, I'm trying to take what I learned from my mom and apply it to my relationship with Penelope and just be really open. Because I love that I can talk freely with my parents. Like I can be like, what the heck? Why didn't you call me back? What were you doing? And like, even I've seen firsthand, unfortunately, what a relationship with parents looks like when you don't have that open line, and how it is so vastly different. So that's my little TED talk. I will hop off my soapbox now and go back to folding laundry. This was like a whole like cornucopia of clothes. We have Ivy, Penelope, like these are Ivy's pajamas. They're so cute for Valentine's Day. They're little cherries and little like hearts and faces on the cherries. But yeah, I guess it must have been one of those where I was like, just throw it in. Or I didn't have like a full load of one person, so then I just like built it up with everybody else's. But also, so I get my bras from Soma, right? And my favorite bra is a balconette style bra, which you can look up what that looks like. I found out that it's just the right fit and everything for my specific type of breast or boob. And it's just what's most comfortable on me. And Soma had the best balconette, and I've recently discovered that they have stopped making that balconette, and they don't even have it on the sale section of their website anymore. So like I didn't even have time to stock up, and I only have 2 of those balconette bras. And like obviously bras do not last forever, but Soma ones are pretty sturdy. And I was just like, what do I do? Like I've relied on this type of bra for years, like 6, 7+ years, which when you consider that I'm only 30, that's a long time to be like reliant on a specific type of bra and a specific style of bra. But it's just like, what is the most comfortable for me as a mom? Like, I can run around chasing the kids and not feel like my boobs are gonna pop out, or that I'm gonna have like, it's not going to spilleth over and or like, you know, something happen. So it's just like, it's just the perfect bra. And I'm so disappointed because they put out another balconette bra, but it has like a thinner strap. And the one that I like, man, of course, like I don't have one in here, but it had like a trio that like went up into one strap. So it was like from like the cup was here, and so it was like that. So it was like supportive, like it held the girls up. And yeah, their new one is just one skinny strap, and I'm like, if I wanted skinny straps like that, I would go back to Victoria's Secret, like when I was 18. But I don't know, you guys. I don't know. Hopefully you're enjoying watching these videos. I just want to be real. Like, do we need to talk about like serious stuff all the time, or can we not just sit here and talk about bras? And also, I've only been on 2 cruises, right? But I went to one in the Mediterranean back in 2015. And it's when my in-laws were still living in Germany, and it was amazing, and I loved it so much. And then I went on another one with just Zach for like our late honeymoon back in 2017, I believe. Yeah. And it was just Zach and I that went on that one, but that was only like a 3-day one. I think it was 3 days. And honestly, Zach and I Penelope was still young. She was like 2 or 3. And Zach and I were new parents, and we only had 1 kid, and we thought like life was so hard then. So we like slept that entire cruise. So now I'm like, I can't even imagine if Zach and I went on one on our own. But anyway, I've been watching a whole bunch of videos. Oh, this is fading. The Billabong like crew neck, but it's like oversized. Sad that it's fading. But I've been getting a lot of videos about Icon of the Seas, which is Royal Caribbean's new ship. And it's like the biggest cruise ship ever built. It's huge. It's like a city. And while I love the videos that I'm seeing, it's a lot of like media, so like travel agents going and making like boat tour videos. And then it's like adults without children making the videos. And I'm just like, there's such a fine line, but it's also like this massive gaping hole in social media that I just so wish could be filled, but I don't know if I'm the person to fill it. I just wish like maybe there's more talented people out there. But like, so as a woman with 3 children, like I want to see a family perspective, right? I want to see what it looks like, what a family suite looks like with kids in it. I want to see, you know, how people are enjoying the kids area of the boat, doing the buffet with kids. And you get a lot of those for like Disney cruises, which are great, but way more expensive, like significantly more expensive, and we just can't afford them. Even though I'd love to do a Disney cruise, but it's like those are the ones you see families enjoying. But it's like regular cruises, it's always ever just singles or single adults. So I'm just like, I really want to see what these things are and how they're being enjoyed as families. But I also know a lot of family lifestyle vloggers and a lot of family lifestyle content creators tend to focus too much on their children. And then it gets to being like, well, I don't want to watch a video about just your children, which I know I have a hard time because I'm the main like videographer for my channels. So my POV is you're going to see my kids, right? But I also know, like, I find it really cringy when you put, like, the kids are overacting everything, and they're then it's like cringy to me. So I don't know. There's like, it's just such a fine balance. And nobody has been able to walk that line for me. And I just don't like that. So I don't know. I love watching these cruise videos. I just really want to see like a family perspective. And who knows, maybe down the line I'll get better at filming. But watch that be like when the kids are teenagers and like they're not going to be in the video anyway. So it'll just be me when I'm like 40 filming videos. But whatever. I don't know, guys. Again, I hopped on a soapbox and now I'm going to hop back off it. But I'm almost done with all my laundry. I have 20 minutes until I need to get Milo up from his nap. And then I'll have an hour until I need to get Ivy from school. So, yeah, hopefully you guys are still enjoying watching this. Let me know if you were doing any chores when you were watching this and what chores they were, because shockingly, I am a normal person and I am also kind of nosy and I kind of want to know. So, I don't know, it's just me.